this is some old bullshit. I tell you what, this here zombie apocalypse ain't living up to what it was supposed to be. Nothing ain't going right and everything's happening at the worst possible time. First, it had to happen while I was back home in Texas visiting for a spell. Second, it had to be smack dab in the middle of the hottest summer on record. And third, if that ain't already bad enough, them zombies had to be runners. Not shamblers, but runners. And them some bitches are fast too. I was like everybody else. I played the games, watched the movies, never missed an episode of the TV shows. I fantasized about the day them zombies would show up and bite the shit out of everybody. Especially all them some bitches at the credit card companies. I was so sick of them bill collectors harassing me like a bunch of old buzzards. I couldn't answer my phone without using my fake foreign accent.
Hello? Yes, hello. May I speak with Mr. Swanson? He no here. When do you expect that he no live here no more? He moved to other place. You call here no more.
Eventually, they caught on to my ruse. But you know what? I was getting to a point in my life where I wanted to be a more better person, more sensitive and such. You know, I wanted to be more like Owen Wilson. So I took the very next call and was polite as I could be to that debt collector, and he was still all condescending to me. He said,
Mr. Swanson, you need to be responsible for your finances. When can we expect payment on the balance due in your account?
I was like,
But you can expect payment anytime you like. How about this? Why don't you pick a date, and we'll both get to be surprised on that day when you still ain't got your money.
I could be more like Alec Baldwin. He nice and all, but still keeps a temper to himself. Nope. This zombie apocalypse ain't nothing like it should have been. There ain't no fully stocked grocery stores just waiting to be plundered. There ain't no running water, no lights, no food, no guns. Shit, even the pets have turned on us. The other day I saw this old man get his ass kicked by a chihuahua. A chihuahua. Yep, there ain't no stashes of guns, no super smart science folks discovering some obvious cure from a houseplant that's been staring back at them this whole time. There most definitely ain't no pockets of civilization waiting with open arms to take in a prodigal son who's come wandering in from the wilderness. None of that happened. I always imagined that I would be this badass lone road warrior who wandered place to place getting to adventures and such. My pistols and my shotgun would be my only companions. Oh, and a sword. I'd want a sword too. I'd carry it on my back like He-Man done did in them cartoons I was fond of when I was a youngin'. Ooh, Mama hated them cartoons. One time she caught me watching one after school and she howled like a goddamn screech owl. She said, "Sweet Jesus, why that man ain't got no clothes on? And why do all them girls look like whores of Babylon?" I count my blessings to this very day she never got a good look at what them Thundercats were wearing. Poor Mama, bless her heart. I had to put her down myself. But she's in a better place now. She's up in heaven with Jesus, bumming cigarettes off of St. Peter in front of them pearly gates. So it was during my annual obligatory visit to the farm when the shit done hit the fan. I didn't know what I was gonna do with Mama. She really was in no shape to be evading ravenous zombies and such. There ain't no nice way to put it, but she done definitely let herself go in the past few years. My Aunt Sissy said she got so big, they were afraid for her life every time she sat in her favorite rocking chair. They went through at least 2 porch cats before they decided to do something about it. Poor little bastards. They had to reinforce that old chair with lug nuts, just to support her big ass with any level of confidence. She told everyone that Dr. Harris said her weight gain doesn't come from a glandular problem. A glandular problem. I said, "Mama, The only gland you have problems with is your saliva gland. But honestly, she did have a weight problem where she could not wait to eat. I should have been one of them professional joke tellers. Well, we were about to hightail it out from the farm when that girl from up yonder showed up on our front porch. What was her name again? Jenny. Yeah, Jenny. That real sweet girl with the fucked up eyes. It was a damn shame, too, because it was next to impossible to have a serious conversation with that girl. I tell ya, she was so bug-eyed she looked like a big old bullfrog wearing eyeshadow. She had this one eye that was normal, but the other one would do whatever the hell it wanted to. Damn, I dared anybody to try to converse with her normal-like and not get a serious case of the heebie-jeebies. You couldn't tell if she was looking at you or looking at your boots. You believe me, that's mighty distracting when a fella's trying to organize his thoughts proper-like. I did hear, though, that eye of hers could see around corners, too. Just like magic. But I ain't one to gossip, so y'all didn't hear that from me. Oh, she used to babysit for all them Taylor kids, but they let her go after one night. I heard it was going real good and all until that crazy eye of hers got to zipping and zapping this way and that. Well, it damn near scared the living bejesus out of them kids. You could see kids diving out windows, busting down doors, and crashing through walls just to get away from her. Although I reckon there was some good that came out of all that. From that night forward, there was no problem disciplining them kids. All you had to say was, if y'all don't mind me, I'm gonna get old Jenny to come stare at y'all. The hell was I talking about again? Oh, we came back out of the house, and there was little Jenny. She was all dirty and tore up like she had run with a pack of old pissed-off coyotes. The three of us locked eyes. It felt like we stared each other down for eternity. One bloodshot eye stared at Mama, and the other one fixated on me. Well, more like the general location of my left elbow, but I understood her intent. Well, whatever goes on in their head, I could tell it was working overtime trying to decide which one of us would taste better. Not to be insensitive or nothing, but it really wasn't much of a difficult decision if you want more bang for your buck. It didn't matter how long you've been dead, you can tell the difference between a snack and a banquet. A low growl began to emerge from the girl, got louder and louder, and then she charged at Mama. What happened next? I swear on my daddy's grave is the honest truth. If I'm lying, then rattlesnakes don't like to shake their rattles. Little Jenny jumped on top of Mama and they crashed to the ground. She bit down on Mama's throat. And then out of the blue, she stopped. She looked up at me. Well, kinda. But I already sufficiently beat that horse to death. She had this look of confusion. No, more like bewilderment. She sniffed at the bloody mess she made of my Mama. She smacked her lips a couple of times like she was tasting something peculiar. And finally, she made a face like she had just tasted the nastiest thing to ever exist on God's green earth. The look of revulsion that spread across her face almost made me bust out laughing. Then it hit me. I knew that face. I knew it very well. Mama had given Miss Jenny NyQuil face. You know, that face you make after drinking that green shit for a cold. That got me thinking. After all this time, you'd think they would have come up with something better tasting than that nasty green death flavor. Cherry tastes like shit too. Anyways, that gave me the opportunity to gather my wits about myself, and I pulled out my handgun. I aimed it real careful like at the face that was now sticking its tongue out and gagging. Before I pulled that trigger, I thought to myself, I knew it. That old woman was so mean, if anything ever tried to eat her up, it'd either spit her up or curl up and die. Mama was pretty much done in. I made sure it was permanent. She was a proud woman, and I knew she'd want to keep her dignity even in death. It's the least I could do, because truth be told, Y'all know there ain't nothing more pathetic than when a fat zombie tries to run you down.